How did Rob meet Frank? How did he get introduced to Frank?
Well, through people, because we used to play soccer with some of the guys that used to work for Frank, studio musicians.
Okay.
That Rob knew. And then that was the connection. Those guys were working for Frank. And then, I guess they were looking for something. So that something, it was like, okay, well, we heard about you guys. Let's, boom. So we came, and when we came to the studio, there was nothing but gold records on the walls, it was very impressive.
His studio was in Germany?
It was in Germany. Frank Farian's studio was in Frankfurt, so we had to drive there.
Gotcha.
And we got there, and you're like, you're hypnotized. You come in there, and I had seen studios like that in documentaries, like with Quincy Jones, with James Brown, like consoles that were like 80 channels.
Right.
And then he had 4 rooms.
Oh, wow.
4 consoles with 4 people in the room, like full, like teams. You're like, wow, like that's, so when that happens, you're thinking, man, I ain't gonna bite the hand that's gonna make me. How high do I have to jump?
Right.
Where? And that was the mindset. We had no management, no attorneys. We didn't know nothing about the industry. Mm-hmm. Nothing at all. So when this guy come knock it and says like, okay, we'll call you, So we
y'all didn't sign anything that day.
No, not that day.
Not that day.
So you leave, but in your mind, you're like, yo, man, we good. Then time passes by and nothing happens. So you call, he's like, hey, what's up? Like, we need to survive, like, well. So we come back, we sign a contract, no attorney, no management. We get a little bit of money.
Who read the contract?
Well, you want to know something?
Okay.
It was in German.
That's what I was going to ask,
yeah. So I'm a French guy.
Right. With 1 year of German.
1 year of German. And anyone will tell you the technical jargon, the legal jargon.
Right.
Even if you speak the language, like, okay, let me pay some money. I'll give it to you. You tell me. You tell me. But it was no, you tell me. It was like the money was there. The 3 pages at the bottom of the contract came popping, conveniently. And I saw a photo. I never thought about that. I thought about it later. I was like, yo, look at that. It was a photo when we were about to sign. The 3 pages are on the side of the contract. And I remember like, yeah, we didn't read that. Yeah, we like, yo, man, we good.
Did Rob speak German?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, he was fluent.
Yeah, it was fluent, but it was like.
But like you said, the legal jargon, he wasn't able to.
It was like, this is Frank Farian, man. Like,
right.
We good. It's like, yeah, we good. That's it. I was relying on my big brother, 2 years older. Like, man, money is here. Whatever, man. That's Frank Farian. Like, the dream is here. So, yeah, like any other artist, that has happened thousands of times.
Absolutely.
I'm not number one, right?
No, for sure.
So,
how much money did they offer you guys that day?
Man, it was like 1,500 Deutschmark. And I think, I can't remember if we shared that together, which was nothing.
Right.
Like nothing. But hey, we had nothing, man. We're poor kids. You come in this place and you're already making yourself a movie. Like,
yeah, you're dreaming.
So with Frank and his collaborations with Bonnie M,
yeah.
When did that information become public that Bonnie M wasn't the lead singer?
Oh, well, that came much later. Much later. Yeah. Okay. No, I didn't know about that.
Okay.
No, I had no idea because with Bonnie M, Frank Farian sang the vocals of the black dude, Bobby Farrell. He was doing the vocals. So with Milli Vanilli, it was like 2.0. He was like, okay, I'm going to get musicians because I worked with John Davis, who was touring with me. Like we were touring together like about 5-6 years ago because he passed away, sadly. But he told me like they were in the studio one by one. And then he would say, I know who's singing there. That's my dude. He was like, don't worry about it. Just do the job. And he was like, from experience, he knew that when you worked with Frank, then you record and you put something out. But there, everything was very hush hush. You would go through the back door to go to the studio. Like everything was very secretive. And then eventually, he came to them and like, yo, listen, you ain't gonna sing on this. And he was like, what are you talking about, man? He was like, no, you're not. But here's the money. Like you get a cut. And he was like, okay, cool. They were cool with it.
So that's what he told John.
That's what John told me that happened.
That's what John told you that happened.
That's how it went down.
So Frank told him, I'm basically starting a group. You're not gonna sing it all.
That's it.
But we're gonna utilize your vocals.
That's it.
Here's some money.
Boom. Here's your cut. Money cut. And then for us, so when we signed the contract, then we call it, hey, we need money. Like when we started, like, oh, don't worry, it's cool. Here's some money. So we get money, but after a while, it stacks up, and you're poor. Like, it adds up.
Right.
So they bring us to the studio. It's like, hey, we're ready now. So we listen to the song. Man, I kid you not, I heard the instrumental. And I was like, wow, man, we're gonna be stars, bro. We'd be daydreaming, like, wow. But if I knew about how a real recording studio was, because I worked in small studios,
right?
But I didn't know about the tapes, because we were working with digital consoles, and then everything is labeled, But in big studios they use tape, and you got lead, bass, background, lead, whatever. But there were vocals on there. It was muted, but I didn't know that because the track was done already. So when we go in the studio, we hear the instrumental, takes us to another room, and he says, hey, listen, you're going to sing on that. And then he spoke to Rob in German, and I would look around the room. I was like, okay, they're having a conversation right now, and that's what they're doing. They're handling business. I'm the French guy. They speak German. I'm going to be abreast of everything that's happening later. And he got in a fight. And I'm like, now, what did you do now? We got a deal, right? We this dude is going, man, that's like the way out of where we are right now. Well, you piss him off. And he's trying to tell me, like in a few words, like, we're going to sing. Someone is doing that. They just want us to front the thing. And I was like, nah, we out.
So from the door, before you guys put out a record or anything, Frank had already told you that you're not going to sing at all.
At all. So when we said, we ain't doing it. And then it was like, okay. Then the assistant who was, because they got in a fight, so he knows they don't want to do this. So he brings the assistant, Ingrid, and she's the one that soft, gentle women. Hey. So she goes to Rob, because I was kind of like a third citizen in the situation, because let's face it, with time, I was able to deal with what truly happens. And that's why I wrote the book. And in the book, I talk about the fact that I was a third rail and that every decisions were already made when it came to my plate. So my dude was like, no, man, it's cool, man. Like, I was like, yeah, I don't want to do that, man. Like, yeah, but, we got to, like, we can't pay them.
So they start hanging your debt over your head.
Hell yeah. Oh, well, just pay us back. And like, I don't know, like we can't pay them. We can't do that. Like, how long is it going to take us? So, okay, we do one song, but we didn't know about the music industry. So in this, we signed those pages, right? There was another contract like this. In the contract, it said, you signed for 3 albums.
Wow.
To this day, I don't have that contract in my hand. To this day, I don't make any money on everything that is happening in Milli Vanilli.
Not even your mechanic? Oh, no, mechanical, because you didn't sing on it.
No, but it's debatable. But it's another story, but I ain't touching nothing. Nothing.
So
Every
Spotify
time,
right now,
nothing.
It has 2 million listeners as of today.
What?
Yeah.
Go look at YouTube. 350 million. 200 million. Girl, I'm going to miss you. 300 and some change. I ain't getting nothing.
So did he buy those songs outright? Did Frank buy those songs outright from John David?
Man, he's the creator, man. You hired.
So he hired them just to write it and then bought it from them. Or you don't even know that part?
No. He Frank bought everything.
He bought everything up front.
Yeah, man. He got songwriters to come in, would get cuts, but he knew who to pay, not to pay. He knew how to play that game. So he was like, he owned everything, man.
So he kept all the publishing.
Bro, if you only knew. It's ugly. So in the end, he was sitting nice.
Yeah. We kind of.
But none of the people there did. They got their piece, but if you look at, but I'm not gonna bury the dude. He's already buried.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, what is done is done. This the one thing that I regret the most, really, is the fact that my bro is dead.
Yeah.
And why did that happen? It didn't have to happen, but because of everything we were put through, and he was adopted. Mm-hmm. So, and I came from a divorced family. So when the first single came, it was like, oh man, they love us. So you truly believe people love you.
So talk about that a little bit. So now you understand that you guys aren't going to sing on the record. Frank is in complete control over everything. And now you guys are just going to kind of perform the record and kind of lip sync the record. How did that go the first go? When you first heard it on the radio, talk about that.
Bro, the first time we saw it on TV, that we were announced, we jumped from obscurity into the top 20 in Germany. And we were watching a show called Formula 1 that we used to dance behind the stars. So we know the show. We know all the people that worked on this set, right?
Right.
And there's videos of me dancing behind some pop stars.
I saw them.
Right?
Yeah.
So we're looking. Out of nowhere, they call our names. Top 20. Man, we jumped. We jumped so high, man. I think we might have hit the ceiling. We jumped so high on the bed, we were just losing our mind. And when we heard it on the radio, it's the first time, for example, that I came to New York from JFK in the limo. The song came in 3 times.
Wow.
We flip it, boom. Ah, we scream. It was just, you're a young man. You're just in the prime of your life. And then Milli Vanilli is everywhere. Then you go on television at Park Meridian. You turn MTV on. And you're there, bro.
So you guys had already shot the video?
Yeah, video. We shot the video. Then everything took its course. Once we knew, because who picked what, right? How'd that go? I'm taking that, man. Oh, so I'm doing the rap and you gonna sing? So I'm looking. I'm like, man, that's a lot of work. Damn. But my dude was like, nah, I'm taking this, man. So he took the girl, it's true. And I had to work with that. So once we established, okay, you do this, I do that. And then it was like, okay, the song passed a test in a regional area of Germany. Mm-hmm. Then they were like, yo, we're going. And they were like, wow.
So
of course, we were excited to live this dream, but it was a dream that was partly lived. So it was nightmare/dream.
Right. So when did you guys shoot the video? Did you shot it in Germany?
Shot it in Germany, yeah.
Okay, how'd that go?
Well, it was funny because when we got on the set, I told you we used to dance behind those stars on that sound stage at Formula 1. And everyone knew the song was bubbling up. So, our people, the directors, so what's up, man? I know, and they were like, I get it. And they knew Frank, they knew, they knew his resume, they know the story with Bonnie Ann, and he's paying the bills, so we all knew on the set, and when Frank came, it was like, yo, and the dude is on spot, yo, okay. Nobody was trying to destroy anything or to speak on it.
So when you talking about everyone knew, they knew that you actually didn't sing the song?
Yeah, the industry.
Industry people.
Because we knew them.
Right.
We met in the clubs. They knew we had an accent. I spoke German with an accent. They knew us. Oh, Rob, Fab, what's up, man? We see you on the set. Oh, yeah, we got Sabrina coming in. Okay, so we were part of that ecosystem.
Right.
And suddenly we have a song now. Now we are the pop stars. Now we up front. And they were like, so tell me, like, and we explained how it was going. It was like, And they were like, I see. And we there was nothing we could speak of because they couldn't help us out. Like, we didn't know, how can we get out of that? Because, it was tasting sweet. Suddenly you're like seduced by like the life. Like I said, we never had any issues with women.
Right.
But then suddenly you go to Italy, you're like, yo. And you go to Spain, you're like, whoa. So you travel Europe, and then, you're invited to like the best parties. You come in the club, and, we had to struggle to get in the club back in the days. Like, hey, don't know. And then suddenly like, hey, so now you get the treatment, man. You don't pay for nothing.
Right.
Bottle service, man. Everybody scoops up in the sofa. Oh, it's cool. And then suddenly you go to the hotel, there's row. And you end up with like a group of 10, 15. And out of that was majority women. So you're like, wow. And then you start to drink that Kool-Aid and believe that Kool-Aid.
Right. Was Frank getting worried that you guys were getting too big too fast?
Oh, yes.
Did he ever have a conversation like, we can never talk about this?
No. My dude stayed in the back. And then the assistant, who was a squeeze and hoping to become the wife, who never became the wife.
Now, is it true? Before you even get into that, I just want to make sure who developed, did she create the name Milli Vanilli?
Well, the thing is, a little name was Millie.
Her name was Millie.
Her name was Millie.
Okay.
But we loved the name Scritti Politti, which was an English band from England.
Okay.
80s band, dope music. And we were like, yeah, we want something like that. And we were thinking about, we used to go to Italy and ate a lot of ice cream. So we're like, yeah, something that sounds like gelato. Like, that sounds Italian. So Milli Vanilli, But I found out that a long time ago, there was a club that was called Milli Vanilli. I just found that out like not long ago. I was like, oh, that's a trip. So I can't really recall like how we put it together, but Vanilli was kind of like the name that we wanted. And then they had something else, something weird. But that sang, and sometimes, names, you come up with a name, it's like, yeah, it sucks. But once it turns into light, when you see your name in light, Milli Vanilli looks and still sound dope. People love to say the name.
Yeah.
They love it. I don't know, it sounds, it's like it's singing.
Right. So her name was Millie. You guys like the term Vanilli. So the worlds got merged somehow. Somehow
we merged that, and then it became that. And then, are you Millie or Vanilli? We're like, no, man, that's Pink Floyd. No, it's Milli Vanilli. It's the name of the group.
Got you.
Yeah.
And with Ingrid, because I saw the documentary.
Yeah.
Did she lie when she was? Because there was a little scene where she was talking about the argument you were having with Frank, and she said there was no argument.
Man, that person. How can I? But I don't have to say nothing because I said, watch the doc, and then you sense. You can tell when someone lies. You can always tell. And it was so obvious because, of course, man, he could have been your husband. He never became your husband. But, yeah, he was paying your bills for a long time. And, you don't want to bite the hand that feeds you.
Right.
Well, so, of course, you team Frank. You're not going to throw your dude under the bus. I'm going to throw those dude under the bus, though. But when you put, it's like math. When you put an equation together, or you put 1 + 1 = 2, not 3. That's how I see it. And that's why I love the doc, because the doc really lays it out. We're not saying, oh, we didn't do nothing wrong. Man, we did something wrong. I'm taking the blame for that. And I took it, right? My dude lost his life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We can laugh about it, but like, my dude is no longer here.
Right.
But when you spread it out and you step away from it and you look at, like how the FBI, CIA put the mobs on the wall. So, okay, this dude is at the top. Oh, man, that's the dude we won't get. Now we got the captains, we got the work, we got the, okay. It was like that. We were just a small, even though we were in the front.
Right.
But we were the smallest as far as decision-making, money-making, everything. But without us, it couldn't go.
Right.